Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the biggest show in the world, hashtag SBTVNation. You are talking to my boy, the evil genius of Major League Baseball, and I am the Mad Hatter. What's up, Dr. Dan? How you doing today, brother?
I am doing good. Hey, 1 over 500 is still a winning day yesterday, and hey, I was just having fun, even though my Mets lost, and you got to be able to win when you walk 12 times.
Yeah.
But hey, it is what it is, and I just had even more fun watching Scherzer just piss his pants against the Marlins. I mean, what a joke at home against one of the worst teams in baseball.
Dude, the worst team.
I mean, I don't know if there's something wrong with him, because if you look over those last 5 or 6 starts, he just hasn't been. I mean, this is a guy that gave up a run a game, if that.
I know.
Who's given up 3 or 4 runs to the Marlins, and that's good for a 4th or 5th starter, but not for when you need it. You need it. I mean, they should have picked up a game on the Mets yesterday, but they didn't. I'll take it. We live another day. And hey, we also went up in our series plays yesterday, guys. If you were following me. So right now, the 3 series plays we rolled on were the Royals, who won, the Twins, who won, and they were a plus 130, and then the Cubbies lost, which if you looked at what I was saying yesterday, I expected, right? Plus 125 I thought was crazy. Look, Kershaw was miracle last night. 14 strikeouts, looked amazing. I think only 1 run. But the Cubs have Lester today and Arrieta tomorrow, and if they get the win today, I think it's a pretty good lock. I mean, Arrieta is one of the best pitchers, and I think he's the 2nd best road pitcher after Greinke in all of MLB.
Nice.
So, the book gave that up at plus 125. The Twins were at plus 130.
I can't get over the Twins being plus money for the series. I did not know. I didn't even see that.
One of the worst road teams. I mean, the Astros are a bad road team. Dude,
if I saw that, I would have been all over that with you, man. Tag me in your stuff next time, Dan. I got to take a look at it.
I always used to, and I don't know why I didn't, but everything's always posted on Twitter, guys. For those who don't know, just Dr. Dan Evil Genius. I've been posting my stuff daily. You can always go back and look at it. I never delete posts or anything like that. If I get a losing day, we had a losing day. It happens, but we have more winners than losers, baby.
All right. Cool deal, man. Cool deal. Well, I gave out the Texas Rangers yesterday, leaned the San Francisco Giants, leaned K-Sizzle, and I forgot what else I had going on. But, it was pretty good day, as far as the MLBs is concerned. I mean, the Dream and I have been basically talking mostly football, like about 75% of the show. And then, we could just go into the key matchups of baseball. But, I look forward to the weekends because I look forward to hear what you got to say, player.
Right on, brother. I mean, hey, this is the stretch run. This is the time to shine, man. I think if I look back to my, we were saying last week, it's hard to be consistently up in daily plays, and you got to be playing your futures and your long-term bets with MLB. But this is the time to shine, guys. For those of you who weren't around last year on this time, books get a little crazy when MLB and NFL and college football all collide. Think about it. They went from, 15 games at the most on an MLB full slate. Now they got 130 on a Saturday.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And the last thing they're thinking about, because people are so NFL, so college football crazy, the books give up the best lines on MLB, guys. You will start seeing some crazy disparity stuff. I mean, I remember last year we were looking at 3 books. You could find a team at plus money on one book, minus 150 on another book. I mean, September's a crazy month, and they're not putting their sharps on, an Oakland-Houston game in September when you got NFL and college football, guys.
Sure. I totally agree with you on that, brother. So let's see where ends up happening with that, and we will go from there. But Dan, this AL wildcard is all over the place, man.
I know.
All over the place.
For your sake and for mine.
Dude, I'm looking lovely right now.
Twins, Rangers.
I know. Twins
wow.
Rangers would be insane because you and I went over the Yankees schedule coming up.
Yeah.
And it's pretty difficult, man.
Really difficult.
Who do they got, man? They got Toronto a bunch of times. They got to play at Baltimore at the end.
Yeah, they got a road trip where it's 9 games, where it's at the Mets, at the Blue Jays, and at the Orioles.
Damn.
So, I mean, look, I think the Mets should win that series. You know, depending on the pitching matchups, obviously. I mean, but I still think they should win the series.
Yep.
The Blue Jays at home will win that series. I have to think that they will. I know the Yankees won one earlier, but I still think the Blue Jays being younger, and they'll put Price in that situation. And then the Orioles at home, like I was saying to you before the show, it all depends on what Orioles team we see. Do we see Jekyll or Hyde?
Oh, my God, they've been bad.
If they're Jekyll, we'll see. I mean, if the Yankees lose, all I'm saying is, if the Yankees lose 6 out of 9 in a stretch, and then, the Twins get hot, and they are hot right now, and the Rangers are hot, the Yankees could get bumped here. I mean, Toronto has a tough schedule too, but they're playing lights out baseball. I mean, they're one of the hottest teams, obviously, in all of sports. So, I didn't think the Yankees were going to make the playoffs before the year started. And then, I kind of changed my opinion throughout the year, with the resurgence of A-Rod. But, I mean, he's done. I mean, he hasn't done anything in ages. All these old guys are looking old, and they're beating up on bad teams now. Yep. And they got to play this stretch run of tough games, man. I mean, look, I honestly think right now you're still going to see Houston come out of the West. But like you said before, and I agree with you, I think Houston and Texas are going to battle for that West. I think it's going to be closer than we originally thought. And whoever doesn't win will get the wild card. Kansas City, that's a wrap, right?
Yeah, Kansas City. I mean, they pretty much got that division under control, man. I think they're 13 games up on the Twins, Dan.
Yeah, so that's a wrap. And then I really think, the Twins' schedule isn't crazy.
No, it's not. It's pretty easy, actually.
Right, and Texas' schedule isn't bad either.
Yep.
So, I'm starting to think that you're going to see Toronto, the Royals, and then Houston or Texas, with the other one being the wild card, and the Twins will probably be your second wild card.
Craziness, man. Yeah, the LA Angels are 1.5 games out of the wild card. Minnesota, a half game out. Baltimore, 3.5. Tampa Bay, 3.5, which Archer and Carnes got smoke showed, kid.
Yeah, they have not looked good.
No. Archer looked good before that, though, the game before that.
Of course. What I'm thinking with them is that they're so young, maybe like the innings are catching up with them, and they're just, they're losing a couple miles per hour. And it's getting late in the season and all the pressure's on them. So, it's really tough. And by the way, just throwing out there the Angels schedule. So right now they're at the Indians, who actually play decently at home, right?
Yep.
Then they have to go to Oakland, which, hey, Oakland's terrible. They always seem to find a way to lose.
Sure.
But the Angel, it's still a rivalry. They still want to be the ones to knock them out. And then the Angels have to go home for a series, but against the Rangers and the Dodgers. So, that's how they start September.
Unbelievable, kid.
Tough, man.
It's going to be a little difficult, man. So we'll see what ends up happening. But I'd love to see the Minnesota Twins get in there, player. And you know what? If they cue up the Jaws music here, kid. All right. As far as the NL, that's pretty much all set, man. I mean, you got, the only thing I'm looking at here is the San Francisco LA Dodgers race, because I think that the Mets, St. Lucia, Pittsburgh, and the Cubs will all be in the playoffs. So,
to me, I mean, for my personal preference, I would love the Dodgers to sneak in past the Giants.
What?
Because here's why. Because I want the Mets to play the Dodgers.
Oh yeah.
I think if the Mets play the Dodgers, they have a there's just something about that Giants team in the postseason.
Okay. I see what you're going. You're that's more of a homer pick. That's not so much of a gambling thing.
Pick completely. That's like what I want as a Met fan. That's what I want as a Met fan. But I'm also looking at this scrappy Arizona Diamondbacks team, and I know they're 2 under. And I think they're done.
Yes.
I think they're done. I mean, they had that losing streak, but it was against the Cardinals.
4 games in a row, Dan.
Bad, but they have these next 2 games at the Athletics, or at home against the A's, right? So if they win those, maybe they get back to 500. If they can go into Colorado and win 3 out of 4 at the Rockies, I don't know, man. I mean, I think they're done. I don't like this NL West at all. I think they're all flawed, especially the Dodgers. I mean, the Dodgers, except for Kershaw and Greinke, I mean,
yeah, no, I hear you. And you got the 2 bums coming up, man, for versus Arrieta and Lester. So I think we'll have to.
You gotta hope that Lester can find himself on the road a little bit, which is what I'm banking on.
You know what I love, Dan? I love the fact that no one's eliminated yet. None of these teams. Even the Philadelphia Phillies, their elimination number's 12 for the wild card.
Yeah, I mean, which is insane because we're getting into crunch time here, man. I mean, I think what is it like 17 more losses? I really think we're gonna push. I think they're gonna.
Yeah, I think we're gonna push, dude. I think we're gonna push. We've got 33 more games left, and I can afford to lose 17 of them.
Yeah.
And
so
17 would be
500.
a push. Yes, I got to go about 500 exactly. So, all right, Dan, let's jump right into it and see what we got going on. But big ups to every single person out there helping us grow our show and retweet you. Guys, we love you for it, man. I got Faz Lane out there. I got, Rich Raven. I've got Tip Talker. I've got Jason Riley, Jordy Best, C. Rodriguez Jr., the Canadian Capper, LA Whiz Kid, Mo Diggs, JDH24, hashtag SBTV. JC, hashtag SBTVNation. I got Sir Mata out there. Thank you for coming on and dropping the tennis knowledge yesterday. Got MG86, Tanakis, my boy Irvin, Ben Rowe. What's going on, kid? Go Twins. That's all I got to say to you. And I got my man Sir Rock King J on the ticket today. Yeah, man. Feeling excited, man. You know what? Like I've been saying, man, we haven't been doing much baseball during the week, so the weekends are nice, Dan. And you know what? This will probably be the last one where we break down most of the games because next week we have college football. And the Dream is going to be on with us, man. So it's going to be the 3 of us going crazy with college football week 1. It is my anniversary, Dan, so there is a chance that I may not personally be on the show because I'm, we'll have the conversation.
We'll have the conversation, man. I mean, there's actually a chance I might be on vacation myself.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
well,
so a little Labor Day, gotta do the thing with the kids.
Yeah. We'll have that conversation. All right, man. So
let's make some money today,
starting at 105 Eastern Standard Time, actually 107 Eastern. Yes. You got the Detroit Tigers at the Toronto Blue Jays, and Detroit is putting Buck Farmer versus Drew Hutchinson on the mound. Toronto minus 250. That's 250 with an over of 9.5. Dan, I smell you messing with an over here, Dan.
I mean, we got Buck Farmer, baby. Buck Farmer. I mean, this dude has had the bad luck. He started only 2 games, and they've all been on the road. His last 3 outings, he's gotten smashed. All right, at Houston, he was okay, right? He pitched an inning and a third for a hit. His last time out at Cincinnati, 5 1/3, 3 hits, 3 earned, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. That's rare. You don't see that.
Sure.
But, his ERA over his last 7 appearances is 6.41. His last 15 appearances, it's 7.80.
Wow.
His MLB career stats as a starter is 0-3 with an 8.69.
Oof, brutal.
And then you got Hutchison out there, who his last start was really good. Home against the Stanks, 3 hits, 1 earned. His last 7, he's 4-0, but he has a 4.66. I know, man, 9.5, but we're going to ride it.
Oh, wow. And the Toronto Blue Jays score over just about 5.5 runs per game, and they're home in the Dome on the turf, kid.
Oh, I mean, and, I know I said it to you before the show, and it doesn't really have much to do with gambling, but, dude, Josh Donaldson's home run off the facing of the 5th deck in the Rogers Center. It was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my whole life, And that's actually the first time that Tulo and Donaldson went back-to-back since they acquired him. If they get hot together, watch out. I mean, just ridiculous. Steamroll.
Hey, I want to send a shout-out to AE Sports. I've got OJFB, I've got Rich Nichols, and I got my boy, Mr. Tommy King, that's going to be coming on the show when Monday Night Football starts. And we're going to be doing the live call-ins as well, Dan. Got Sin City Maverick, I got Terrence Mack. What's going on, guys? Let's celebrate some MLBs this morning, man. So you're feeling the over 9.5 on that particular matchup.
I know it's a big number, but I mean, Buck Farmer is terrible. I mean, and the Blue Jays just absolutely feast off bad pitching. I mean, they beat up good pitchers.
Oh, yeah.
And they destroy bad pitchers. And, you're talking about a guy in Farmer that he walks a lot of guys, too. I mean, his whip is 173 on the year.
Oof.
Or, sorry, 173 on the year.
Almost two base runners per inning. Wow.
You do that to the Blue Jays, they'll hit 5 3-run homers off you. I honestly, when I look at this game and I look at everything, I see the Blue Jays going, a little crazy here with the bats. I think Hutchinson, he'll give up 3 or 4. The Blue Jays will score 7 or 8. It's going to be one of those games. I just, I think that's the way it's going to go.
Why don't you go with a team total over then with Toronto?
I probably will. Yeah, I got to look at that. I don't think it's been released just yet.
You're probably at a 5. You're probably at a 5 with them today.
Yeah, I'm probably at a 5. No, I might even be at a 5.5 with them today.
Got it.
And what I'm also thinking, and look, I'm not advising anybody to do this. I'm thinking I might get him at -2.5.
2.5 runs. Huh? I love your junkie plays like that.
I mean,
kid.
dude, the -1.5 is -130.
Yeah.
And if I think that they're going to absolutely destroy Buck Farmer. And, I think Hutchinson will give up a few runs, but it doesn't even scare me. I mean, this is the type of game where if you go down 3-0 in the first or second inning, you're not even scared.
Yeah.
You're just like, all right, let's just wait for it.
Yeah, if anything, you wait for them to go down and then get a live play with them.
Part of me feels like that, that is another good play. They go down 1-2-0 in the first inning, you jump that live line. I mean, I've been doing it with the Mets lately. I've done it with the Cardinals, which didn't work out last night against the Giants. But, I've been pumping these live lines lately.
All right.
And that's a good way. But the -2.5 could make sense. It could be, +150.
Got you. All right, sounds good, dude. Let's move on to the next one because I have a feeling that you're going to get involved in the St. Lucia San Francisco game at 4:05 Eastern, brother. Looking at St. Lucia is actually slightly favored, -115, over of 7. Kind of like what I'm seeing out of the Giants versus this team, man. What you got here, Dan?
I really like the Giants today.
You like the Giants, huh?
I like the Giants. Look, I know Lance Lynn, he's got a 2.94, but he is 10-8, so, they're not scoring a ton of runs behind him. And in his last starts out, home against Pittsburgh, remember, he only lasted the 2/3 of an inning, gave up 6 hits and 3 earned runs. And then he had the start against San Francisco, where he went 6 2/3, 4 hits, 2 earned, but he lost at home.
Got you.
And then at Arizona last time out, he gave up 9 hits and 2 earned. In his last 7 starts, he's 3-3 with a 3.38. And here's the thing, Vogelsong, his last start at Pittsburgh, they knocked him around a little bit.
Yep.
But, the 2 starts before that, remember, he shut out St. Louis that game. This is a rematch. He shut him out at St. Louis.
Oh, interesting.
So, this is like the Giants' MO, right? It's like, let's get into late August, early September. Let's beat these teams that everybody thought were juggernauts all year. Let's beat the St. Louis Cardinals.
Sure.
This is why the Giants scare you. And Vogelsong's been good as of late. He's good against the Cardinals.
Yep.
The -103 number, especially at home, I really like it.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. I don't like this game in particularly. I think I'm going to do a double bubble with a parlay here, a big money line parlay, because I'm looking at the Boston Red Sox coming into the New York Mets, who have been stellar altogether, and especially at home, and they're putting on Mr. Jacob deGrom after actually getting blown up by the Phillies. I think he bounces back here versus Joe Kelly, man. New York Mets minus 210, under over of 7 runs, Dan.
You know, look, I mean, he got blown up, but what I love about Jacob deGrom is, you know, in the post game presser after that, they were like, "Oh, what was the problem out there?" He's like, "Well, I didn't locate one damn pitch," and you know, at least he's honest about it. You know, he didn't try and say, you know, this or that or the other thing, but he'll be fine. I mean, that ballpark can bite you if you make a mistake. His home ERA is ridiculous, and even with that bomb in his last start. In his last 7 starts, he's still 3-0 with a 2.7, and his whip is still under 1.
Yeah, that's sick. That's sick. I mean, in the last outing at Philadelphia, 2 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs with 6 earned. Ouch.
Right. Not good.
Not
good,
but
2 starts before that.
I see the 2 starts before it. He was dope.
Especially the one at Baltimore. I mean, 7 2/3, 5 hits, and an earned run. And then, you know, you got Joe Kelly, who, you know, his last 3 starts have not been bad. I mean, but he hasn't, you know, look, I hate to say it, but I mean, the Mets offense has been the best offense in baseball over the last month.
It has.
Just, I mean, that's just the way it goes. I mean, Kelly is 5-1 with a 4.23 in his last 7, which scares you a little. But, you know, I'm not going to take it at minus 215. But I kind of like the under 7 here.
Okay. With
7 at plus 110.
Okay.
You know, the over is at minus 130. I think it seems really fishy.
All right.
And
sounds.
Look, good pitch always beats good hitting.
Yep.
And I know Joe Kelly isn't great, but it also is Citi Field. You know, people have been watching these teams in Colorado and Philadelphia and in Boston. You know, you're not hitting pop fly home runs. And the other thing too is, I'm not sure if David Ortiz plays today. He left the game yesterday with heel tightness.
Okay.
You know, so I don't know if, you know, because this still is a day game after a night game. It's a 4:05 start. So they might rest him. So I might wait a little bit, but I actually do, even at 7. And that number, you know, might go to 7.5, and it might pop to even at 7.5, which I'll still love.
Okay. All right, sounds good, man. I'm looking at a couple of trends here. Boston's been playing pretty good baseball in the last 10, 7-3, and the Mets are 7-1 in their last 8. You know, winners of 7 straight, and then losing to the Red Sox last night. I think the Mets.
Yeah, they almost did it, man. I mean, bases loaded.
Yeah.
You know, Tazawa walks 4 guys.
I know. I hear you, man. I think the Mets bounce back. I think I'm going to slip them in a money line parlay, and I don't know who else I'm going to put with it yet. I think I'm going to pair it with Toronto, bro.
You know, that's not bad. There's also one more that kind of like that's a big one.
All right. Well, we'll jump into the next one here.
I don't know if we're, you know, I mean, it's a garbage game, but you know, you might even want to look at tripling it up with Pittsburgh, Toronto.
I'm not a big J.A. Happ guy. I got to be honest with you. So
I'm not either. But you know, you're talking about a guy. Remember what happened to Rustin last time he faced the Mets? Dude gave up like 10 runs in like a third of an inning.
Okay, yeah, at Colorado, I got it. That was when the Mets went ham. Okay, well let's get
into it.
Let's talk about that game. Well, you know what? Let's go into Kansas City, Tampa Bay first, and then we'll jump into Colorado, Pittsburgh. So Kansas City, Tampa Bay, in the turf at Tropicana Field. Dan, no one goes there.
No, it's a ghost town unless the Mets and Yankees are there.
It's a ghost town. I want to go.
It's a garbage stadium, though. It's a garbage stadium.
I want to go to. I want to go to one of them games and sit in the outfield and just like go catch all the home runs. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wait till like somebody don't.
Yeah, unless it hits the stanchion and they call it a double when it should be a 900-foot home run. You know, it's a joke of a stadium. I mean. You know, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, just Google it. I can't remember who hit it the other day. Dude hit the stanchion like 500 feet in the air, and it would have been gone by like 200 feet. And they called it a double because it was too high. I mean, that's ridiculous. So, excuse me, I'm a baseball purist. I understand the need for a dome in Tampa. It rains all the time, right? But come on, get on that. But I don't know if they build a stadium. I mean, the stadium's in a terrible place, too.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I mean, nobody goes to Tampa, but KC's coming there, and they're coming there to to wipe the floor.
Yeah, man. I was talking about it yesterday. How you could be in the in the outfield there, sitting and just actually go and run and catch any balls you want because no one else is around you. It's pretty.
I know.
It's like five people out in the outfield there.
It's like going to the Mets in the early '90s.
Yeah, man. Kansas City, Chris Medlin versus Jake Ora Dizzy for Tampa Biscuit. Tampa Bay is actually favored minus 115 with an under-over of 7. Dan, kind of fishy here a little bit.
Ridiculous. I mean, does anybody remember what Odorizzi did his last home start against the Braves? 9 hits, 6 earned runs.
Oof.
And I know he had a good start against Houston at Houston, but Houston's so hot or cold. Like, I don't, it's hard to like take those starts against them because if they strike out, they struck out 9 times against them in 6 innings, which is what they do. And then he had a mediocre start against Oakland, 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned. And here's the thing: you have Medlin going for the Royals, and I know a lot of people forget about Chris Medlin. This guy was, look, before his injuries, this dude is a freaking beast. In his major league career, he's 36-20 with a 2.95. He started 62 games, okay? And I know he hadn't started for 2 years, and at any minute he could go down, right? That's what you got to think until you see different.
Yep.
But in the last 17 innings he's pitched this year for the Royals, he's only had 1 start, which was his last one, which was okay against Baltimore. He's 2-0 with a 1.59 in 17 innings.
Got it.
Look, I have Kansas City in the series play, but at minus 101, I like this, and I like the over here.
You do, huh?
I do. 7 runs? 7 runs, I understand. Look, Odorizzi overall in his last 7 starts, he's only gotten 1 win. He's 1-0 with a 3.46.
Okay.
So I know they're not scoring runs behind him, but his last home start was really bad. 7 runs, I could see the Royals winning this game, 6-2.
Okay.
It's going to be close, but 7 runs at even money, I like.
All right. Sounds good, man. So, Tampa Bay is pretty bad offensively. They're one of the worst in the league. I think they score, what do they got here? 3.73 runs a game. So, you're going to have to probably rely on K-Sizzle to be scoring a good majority of your runs there, Dan.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing here.
Got it. 5 of the last 6 when these two teams have played each other has gone over as a matter of fact. So you might be on to something there. Big ups to my man, Papa Bear, that's out there, the Direct Sport Solutions. I've got Snoopy Betts. I've got Mike Hunt. I've got Jason Satterley. What's up, guys? Good morning to you. All right, so we're not going to talk about Miami, Washington. I think Washington minus 240. I think it's crazy. San Diego.
That's insane. I'm just one side note. I'm going to take the science experiment. Oh no!
Marlins. Oh, don't take the Marlins.
No,
Dan.
dude, I'm talking about like a 1/10 of a unit here.
Tenth of a unit. I love it. I'm gonna go 1/10 of a unit at plus 200. All right, so
it's just and look, this is almost like a really heart and gut type play, and it's a gut because it makes me want to puke to see the Nationals at minus 245 when they got crap kicked out of them in Scherzer yesterday.
That is funny, man. That's funny. All right, so let's see. San Diego, Philadelphia. That's a really nasty game. Got to be honest with you there, Dan. Colorado at Pittsburgh. Colorado, Chris Russin. Pittsburgh, J.A. Happ. Pittsburgh minus 260 with an under-over of 8 runs, brother. So this is the one you want to add into the Moneyline Parlay.
260 is a little steep, but I see where they're coming from. For those of you who forget, what we were saying is, in his last start, Chris Russin, 2 innings pitched, 12 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 11 earned runs.
Ooh!
Boom.
Brutal.
In his last 7 overall, he's 1-3 with a 6.39. He had that one great start the week before against San Diego. Look, maybe people can say, hey, he just had one bad start. But the Pirates will take advantage of you if you do that. And J.A. Happ, in his last 3 starts, remember, at the Mets, 5 1/3, 7 hits, only 1 earned. And he's thrown 2 shutouts over 6 innings at home against Arizona and at Miami in his last 2 starts.
Yeah.
Look, look, this is completely just for fun. Like, I'm not going to, this could be like, but I'm going to go with the Mets, the Pirates, and the Blue Jays in a little 3-team, high juice parlay.
That's probably paying like plus 150, plus 160, something like that, Dan?
Yeah, I'd have to look and see exactly. I'll let you know in a second exactly what the.
Why don't you do an open parlay and leave some open for football, baby? We got football next week. big Thursday coming up, man. Big Thursday. So
I will be parlaying. I will be parlaying a lot of action. So, baseball, college football.
Yeah, man.
It's a good way to make some money, man.
Absolutely. I love the multi-sport parlays are so dope, man. So dope. So,
I know. Especially when you could do, you do like a Thursday night baseball game, a Saturday football game, and a Sunday NFL game.
Ooh, open parlays, man. Nice. Nice. All right, so let's see. New York Yankees, Atlanta. We don't really like this matchup. Yanks minus 200.
I mean, look, I think the Yankees win here, but Atlanta's probably going to get one of these games since they're home.
Yeah, and you don't want to be minus 200 during that. That's for sure.
I'm not going to take Severino, who's been really good, but also, he hasn't gotten run support and they haven't won behind him.
Right.
So let's stay away. By the way, that 3-teamer, you can get it plus 184.
Plus 184, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, interesting, Dan.
Yeah.
Huh.
I like that.
I don't know. I'm just afraid. Anytime I add that third team in, I'm always afraid of that one team getting me, man.
Oh, of course.
And Pittsburgh, to believe it or not, man, Pittsburgh has not been friendly to me this year. I always manage to get the games where they do not win. So, or they don't cover the 1.5 or something stupid like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm gonna stay away from Pittsburgh. I think I'll just do
NL Central. They win games, but they make it hard on you. They age you like 10 years every game.
Yeah, when Pittsburgh plays in their own division, they stink. So I think they have a losing record.
And that's the thing. That's why I had just a quick aside. I know we got a bunch of games, but a lot of people have been asking me about who I'm picking right now, right? And look, I'm really not trying to be a homer at all. But even if I wasn't looking at it, look, I'm picking the Blue Jays out of the AL and the Mets out of the NL, and this is why.
Wow.
Because I think the Mets will end up playing either the Giants or the Dodgers, which is a favorable matchup. They've beaten both those teams and won on the road against them. Okay? The pitching overall is better by far than, I don't want to say by far, because the Dodgers, obviously, Kershaw and Greinke. But if you win one of those games, and those guys will have to go to New York for the first 2, you have a very good shot at that series because, who are they going to pitch after that? And then you have the NL Central. One of them, 2 are going to be a wild card, so they have to play each other. So if the Cubs maybe knock out Pittsburgh, or even if Pittsburgh knocks out the Cubs, then they have to play the Cardinals. And those teams do not play well against each other. So,
good point.
That's why I got to go like that.
Really, man. Really. That's got to pay. I mean, just for that particular matchup to happen, that's got to pay somewhere along the lines of, what, 10, 12 to 1?
I'm gonna look up exactly what it is right now.
All right, yeah, Dan's looking it up, man. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. All right, so the next one I have, Dan, is the Houston Astros at the Minnesota Twins. And the Minnesota Twins are playing really good baseball these days, man. And they should have beat, they should have beat Tampa Bay all those games. They lost that one late in the game, the last game they played at Tampa Bay. But Houston coming in with Michael Fires versus Big Pelf, Michael Pelfrey, and Houston minus 145. With an under-over of 8. Dude, they're giving the Twins no respect, man.
No respect. And this is silly. I mean, look, you have Fires obviously coming off the no-no, right?
Yep.
He threw, 137 pitches?
Yeah, I don't know. You would know better than I would.
He threw something like crazy. I mean, for a pitcher, these days, 137 is, I don't think he had ever completed a game before. Look, Fires overall is 6 and 9 with a 3.63, Pelfrey, look, he's 6-7 with a 3.69, but much better at home. Obviously, we know the Astros struggle on the road.
Yep.
This is why I have a heavy investment already in the Twins on the series play at plus 130.
Okay.
But I'm going to roll the Twins again today at plus 124. That's a crazy number.
I don't blame you, Dan. I don't blame you. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to take it, but I see where you're going with it.
I mean, look, we won last night, so we're up 1 in the series. We also had, the Twins yesterday as well to win that game. So if you're playing the series route, this game, if you take it at plus 124, because, it was plus money last night too, that's how you got to do it.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, man. You are on the Minnesota Twins, bro.
Yeah, I mean, plus 120 last night, and, they really just played great baseball. And I'm saying plus 124 today, so, it's definitely, you got to ride it out.
All right, man. Got another game here that might be pretty interesting as far as the AL wild cards, man. You got the Baltimore Orioles with Ubaldo Jimenez versus Texas with Martin Perez. Pretty much even money all across the board, under/over of 9 runs. Dan.
Yeah, this is crazy that this is the line. I get the over/under. Look.
Yeah, I get the under.
It's Texas. 8:05 p.m. Eastern. So what? That's, I think, 6:05 in Arlington. Well, the only reason that makes a difference is because when it's hot, guys, and it's humid, the ball really jumps out of there. Look, Perez has been bad. I mean, he's 1-3 with a 5.30.
Okay.
7 starts. That's his major league experience. He's a young guy. He's in the middle of this, crazy race right now. But, dude, Jimenez, his last 7, 2-3 with a 6.93 and a 1.57 whip.
Yikes.
So here's what we're going to do here. We are actually going to ride the Rangers again.
Okay.
And we're going to ride this over 9.
You think the Rangers going to go ham today, huh?
Dude, Jimenez, I don't like him. You see like 11-5. I'm seeing lots of runs here.
Lots of runs in this game and the Toronto game, man. Okay. Hey, we'll see what ends up happening with that. Big ups to CK Wins and my man D out there. What's going on, guys? Good morning to you. Thank you for retweeting our show. We appreciate it. Baltimore, dude, 1-8 in their last 9 games, Dan.
I know. This is bad.
What the hell happened to that, man?
I think they're done, man. They remind me of the Brewers of a couple years ago, honestly. It's like they just get so hot, then they get so cold. And, hey, look, I think they're done. And on the road, they're not good either.
Yeah.
So, Look, man, I think both these pitchers get a little shell shock today, but I think the Texas bats and just being 1-8, in their last games at -103. I don't understand how they're favored.
Got you.
So I got to ride the Rangers today.
All right, man. Well, hey, I'm playing cheerleader for the Texas Rangers because they pay me crazy. Not as much as the Twins, but I'm looking forward to seeing them making some noise. And I know you got the Astros for the division and all that stuff, Dan, but my ideal situation would be the Texas Rangers to win the division and the Minnesota Twins in a wild card. That would be pretty dope for me, to be honest with you. But we'll see where it ends up going. But big ups to, let's see, I got BT out there and Bet Me. What's up, guys? Good morning to you. And Caveman saying, how about them Cubbies? We're going to talk about the Cubbies in a few minutes, brother. Oakland, Arizona, nasty game, Dan.
Yeah, let's just
Arizona wins though, right? I don't know who this guy is on the mound.
Let me see who we got on the mound for a little Arizona. We got Chacin. Yeah,
Chacin. I was wrong,
baby. You know what? Here's the deal. You have Julius Chacin for the Diamondbacks. Dude has made one start this year. I mean, in his MLB career, he's 38-49, but with a 3.77.
Okay.
Which is respectable. Just been bad luck. He's had one start this year. He lost it, but he only gave up 2 earned over 6 1/3. I mean, I can't really touch this game.
All right. I don't blame you. It smells nasty, to be honest with you.
I don't even see a line on my book of choice right now.
Let's see. I am looking at, let's see, what do we got in Las Vegas here? We got Arizona minus 145 with an under-over of 8.5, Dan. Felix Doubront pitching for the Oakland A's.
Wait, we have Doubront, because on MLB.com I have Aaron Brooks listed. So I think there's been a pitching change.
Okay.
Aaron Brooks has started 3 games this year. Came out of the pen another 3 times. Overall, he's 1-1 with a 6.2. But, so his last start, he didn't record an out and gave up a bomb. His last start, though, at home against Houston, 7 innings, 4 hits, and 1 earned. Look, guys, I would stay away from this. But the under might be okay.
All right. That's just a lean. You're more than welcome to give out leans.
I got so many plays today. Plays for days, baby. So
dude, you love getting involved in 100 plays. I love it. I love it. Love it.
That's the style.
Love it.
By the way, my poor brother just texted me, and he's down in D.C. working. Right, huge Mets fan. And it's his girlfriend's cousin's birthday. So what does the family do? They go out. Dude's a huge Nationals fan. So now my brother's got to go there. He's rocking all Marlins gear to Nationals Park.
That's awesome. I love it, dude. I love it. All right, the final game we got to talk about here is my boy Caveman's Cubbies, and Shy Picks loves them as well. Coming into the L.A. Dodgers, I'm going to be playing cheerleader for the Cubs today, man. Because the Dodgers, man, I didn't put a lot of money on them to win the whole thing. I just felt like that they are missing pieces, and I just don't have enough, testicular fortitude to mess with them. But let's see, the Cubs have John Lester versus Matt Latos. The Cubs are slightly favored minus 115 with an under-over of 7.5. Dan, you betting against the Dodgers today?
I love the Cubbies here. Here's the one concern, is Lester hasn't made a road start since July 18th.
Really?
That was it. Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
He's always pitching at home. You're right. Now that I think about it.
But it was a good start. I mean, it was a good start. I think he only gave up, what did he give up? 1 run, 2 runs, and 7 1/3. They won the game. Look, I have the Cubbies. I love them at plus 125 in this series. And it's Matt freaking Latos, who got blown up by the friggin' Reds last time out. 4 2/3, 7 hits, 4 earned. He didn't even get through 5 innings. You have the Cubs bats that I don't care if it's on the road or at home. They're lively. I'm all over the Cubbies here.
You are, huh?
Yeah.
All right, man.
And I like this over 7.
You like the over 7 in that matchup?
I really do. I think they bomb Latos today.
Interesting. All right, Dan. Dude, record time, man. It helps when you don't break down a couple of nasty games. You know what I'm saying? Where we go into the ones that we are just looking forward to rocking and rolling with, man. So
the only thing that I got left is Jets Giants preseason football.
That's why I played a little Foo Fighters Hero, man. This is a little football track. You remember that movie with the girl that put the whipped cream all over and all that guy? Those are the good old days, man. Watching stuff like that, guys. You all remember those games, man, and all of those movies. What was that? What movie was that?
Was it, oh my God, not
What the hell's the name of that movie where the girl has the cherries on her with the whipped cream and the quarterback comes in?
Oh my God, oh my God.
Oh, guys, hit me up, man.
Hit us up on Twitter, guys. Our brains are frozen. It was 90s.
Varsity
right?
Blues, Dan. Varsity Blues. That was it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You know what, dude? My kid's got his first game tomorrow with football, dude. He's already had a couple of preseason games they did pretty well at, and I'm just looking forward to bringing my grill out there tomorrow, man, cracking a couple of beers, making some awesome food, some steak and eggs, and popping, dude. So looking forward to it, man. God bless football. That's all I got to say about that.
Yep.
What do you got for Jets Giants, Dan? Just a breakdown. I know you're not betting it, but what do you got?
No. But, hey, look, the Giants have had like 5 season-ending injuries at safety. But then again, when you're playing the Jets, that really doesn't matter. Look, guys, I do not bet preseason football. If I was going to bet any preseason football games, though, it would be week 3. Because, you got your starters in for a majority of the game. But, look, the Giants right now, I think it's a -1.5 line, Giants favored. I think the Giants win the game. I really do. I don't think the Jets are that good, and I think where the Giants are weak, the Jets are also weak. The Giants are weak in the secondary, obviously. The Jets are weak at throwing the ball. The Giants' running game has been much better. The Jets are pretty good at stopping the run. But I also think you're going to see Eli finally get on track with the receivers today. And, look, if you're going to play your preseason fantasy daily league, look for Shane Vereen to have a big impact today on 3rd down.
Well, you could actually do fantasy daily for preseason, huh?
Yeah, these guys are crazy.
I love it, man. Anything that'll make a buck. I love it. Great.
Yeah.
Speaking of fantasy football, how you doing with the league, man?
Hey, the league's doing awesome. We got 9 confirmed guys. I'm waiting to hear back on a 10th this morning. There's always a chance that we can push it to 12 men. So if you still want to get in, I got one guy in a waiting list right now who, if my 10th doesn't confirm, he's going to get in. But if you got 2 more guys, look, it's a $275 buy-in. Every single dollar of this league is paid out to the winners. I do it for fun. It's run through ESPN. Payments are made through PayPal. The draft is September 3rd, Thursday, September 3rd, 9:30 p.m. So, guys, look, and here's the thing. If you can't pay me before the draft, don't bother. I can't make special arrangements.
Of course not.
We're being fully transparent here. The money stays in my PayPal account. It gets paid out to the winners at the end. I have commissioned, leagues for the last 4 or 5 years to work and different things. Just something I wanted to bring to SBTVNation. It's going to be a ton of fun. We got, we got a lot of good guys in. Look at it like the Champions League. So if you want to get involved in the Champions League, because these guys are all legit. They all know everything. So, it'll be a fun test. And it's only a $275 buy-in. The payouts are going to be fun. If it's a 10-man league, it's going to be $1,000 to the winner, $750 to second place, $500 to third place. Each division winner will also pick up $250. Obviously, if we move to a 12-man league, we'll probably, up things accordingly.
Got you. All right, Dan. Sounds good, dude.
On Twitter, Dr. Dan Evil Genius. You can also email me there at gmail.com, which is, my SBTV email. So feel free to hit me up, guys.
All right. Sounds good, man. Great show today, Dan. I'm looking forward to the MLBs and seeing what we got going on. The final week of breaking down every single MLB game on a Saturday. But we're looking forward to college football as well. We'll still be, looking for the.
I'll still be giving you guys my pick.
Yeah, we'll be looking for the bad lines as far as the MLB when the bookmakers kind of ignore baseball once football starts.
All over the place.
Yes, sir. All right, Dan, your boy is on. Your boys, Mr. Jacob deGrom, and I am taking Drew Hutchinson and the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm gonna put them together in a money line parlay and splash cash. That's all I got to say about that. What do you want today, brother?
All right, so here is the plethora. I got 12 plays for you degenerates out there. We got the Orioles Rangers over 9. We got the Rangers -103. We got the Red Sox Mets under 7. Cubs Dodgers over 7. The Cubs also at -107. We have Brewers Reds over 8.5. Tigers Toronto over 9.5. The Twins at +124. Royals Rays over 7. Royals at -101. And we got the Giants at -103. And then the science experiment play of the Miami Marlins at +205.
All right, brother. Sounds great, Dan. Sounds great. I wish you the best of luck. I hope
for y'all to keep up with all that.
Yes, I'm looking forward to getting back on with you tomorrow at 10 a.m. sharp. And then we're going to start Monday talking football, 9 a.m. sharp, man. Looking forward to it. Guys, Thank you very much for retweeting our show every single day. Thank you for the support. You guys are with us, man. We work very, very, very hard here to deliver a solid product each and every day, 7 days a week. And football is where it's all going to begin, man. We got Vegas Girl 92661. I got Rich Raven, Tip Talker, Jason Riley, Jordy Best, C. Rodriguez Jr., the Canadian Capper, LA WizKid, Mo Diggs, JDH24, JC, hashtag SBTVNation, Sir Mata, MG86, Tanakis, Irvin, Ben Rowe, Sirac, King J, AE Sports, OJFB, Rich Nichols, Tommy King. What's going on, brother? Terrence Mack, Sin City Maverick, Jason Satterley, Mike Hunt, Snoopy Betts, Direct Sports Solutions, Papa Bear, CK Wentz, let's see, D, Bet Me, BT, Caveman, and the beautiful Queen of Odds out there. Guys, thank you very much again. We love you to death. Go out there, go easy, do your own homework, take your own plays, make all your dreams a reality, and get that money. Let's go.
Peace.